See, 1943, and you were born in 31, so you were just you weren't quite 20.
Yeah. I remember thinking all the young people, particularly men, that had to go give their lives to a cause, and then you wondered how important was the cause.
Yeah.
And I was young enough to not to know the political, why politics, but
Do you remember anything about Hitler?
I remember hatred.
Yeah. Do you remember anything about the Jews?
The Jews, I've never ever thought about the Jews, ever.
Well, that's what happened in World War II, is Hitler was exterminating the Jews.
Yeah. But I don't know anything about them. I don't know their beliefs or their traditions or anything. But I know when we went to war to save the traditions of the Jews. That was a big experience for me to go to war, have people killed for something I didn't even know about. What traditions to the Jews?
See, that's interesting because you were not quite 20 when you went to war, World War II, and you didn't understand what was happening. And I wasn't quite 20 when we went to Vietnam, and I lost a good friend in Vietnam, and I just didn't know what we were doing over there. I mean, like you, I didn't know if the cause was good or bad. I couldn't understand the politics.
Well, the Nazis, if I knew correctly, which I didn't hardly know, wanted to take over the world and be in control of people, what they did, how they did it, why they did it. And America had already gone through that, getting to America. So we weren't likely to stand by and say, okay, let's do that together. We wanted our freedom. And we were close enough to the World War II to know the difference between freedom and not freedom. When you have to have a card or a ticket to buy something to eat, or to buy it in the store, you had to have a certain
Ration coupon.
Yeah. Rationing was something I had never experienced.
And isn't it interesting that last year, 2020, we experienced rationing again of a different sort, where you couldn't go into the store and buy 3 packages of toilet paper. They would only allow you to buy 1. Or they would only allow you to buy so many cans of beans or corn.
Yeah.
It's interesting how history repeats itself.
Well, we who believe in Christ and God wonder why God would allow such a thing to happen so that we would have to go to war. And then you think about the people that were killed, destroyed, the families that were disrupted, the chaos that it experienced.
So what were your feelings about why would God allow war?
I was angry. Why do we have to have war? Why do people have to be killed why do you have to have a ticket to go buy something you need to eat? You remember that? We had to have tickets.
Well, I wasn't born then, but
Correct.
you remember it.
Yeah. And having been free to do what, when, how, and who, to all of a sudden be under control, it was very unpleasant feeling to know if you had to ask permission from somebody you didn't even know to go do that.
Yeah. So we're talking about World War II because we're reading this book. We Were Not Alone, How an LDS Family Survived World War II in Berlin. It's pretty interesting story. Kind of.
Say they were German family.
What?
Say they were Germans.
Yeah, they were a German family and they didn't agree with Hitler. And they had a lot of...
But it's amazing to me that one man and his philosophy of his life would create a whole world war.
That is the thing that I have thought about many times is how, I mean, he didn't seem charismatic to me at all, although we had a German sister in our ward when we lived in Sugar House, and she said he was so charismatic that people just believed him. When I listen to him, I just think, oh, who would believe him? But he was able to sway an entire country.
Yeah.
But then he used a lot of force to sway people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. People were
Well,
afraid.
when you take people and you shove them in jail and they starve to death
Yeah.
behind a closed door, you know, that you just can't accept that. However, that's just not acceptable. And so America didn't want that to happen to us.
Yeah. We came into the war a little late, though, because all Europe was involved by the time we decided to step in.
But it was gradually.
Yeah, it was.
You get a plan and you can see how. And then, of course, in the LDS Church, we believe in God. And that was the last thing Satan or Hitler was doing. He believed in control.
Yeah, power.
So when we went to war, it was for our freedom,
Yeah.
not just a fight. It was our freedom. Because Europe was in slavery.
Well, yeah, they were in war, too, trying to not get overrun.
Of course, I don't think the Lord expects anybody, whoever they are, to be in total control of the world.
Except maybe Jesus Christ.
No, that's true. Jesus was in control.
Well, he will be in control when he comes again. But we can trust him. You sure can't trust most men, not with power.
Well, when everything we owned and wanted to do was under, what's the word? Stipulation. You know there's trouble.
So the war changed the availability of goods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had to have a reason, a card,
Yeah.
the money.
You couldn't just go buy something.
No. And of course, that killed the market.
Yeah, it did.
Just destroyed the market. So we were on a farm, and we didn't really feel or see the devastation that did. But and in the church, they were very liberal
Helping people.
with people who were hungry and starving. And I think the reason the church was so against that was that we have been given our freedom by God.
Mm-hmm.
And who in the world has the right to say, you can't do that? No, don't do that. You can't eat more than what you can. Hitler wanted complete control over the world.
Yep.
Now, to think about that, whoebody in their right mind could want to do that?
Well, we're sure glad he failed. That was a good thing he failed.
Our country went to war because we were not going to be told how, what, or where.
Yep. Good for us.